Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the 34th episode of the American Idiot Show here on TJ Warren TV. 34.
Crazy.
What? Anyway.
That's a big number.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's almost November. I can't believe that. Anyway, so it's episode 34, and we haven't seen this guy down below us here for a minute. So I thought, yo, Jez, come on the show. Have a little kick around with me and Dal about about
weeks. I thought you were avoiding us.
2 weeks too long.
I know. It was only last week that you sent the police the stalker information about me and got a restraining order.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. It's been like that for a while, man. Now, really, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Too soon.
Oh man, but Jess, how are you doing? You good?
I'm all good, man. Yeah. What was it? What night was it? Tuesday. Oh yeah, Champions League night. I had to bail out of Lee's player ratings fan cams. I had my yearly flu jab.
And
it never caused me a problem ever before. That night, man, I was absolutely in pieces. Felt terrible. I watched the game, and I just said to Lee, "Look, mate, I can't make tonight. I've got to go to bed." And he went, "Yeah, no worries, no problem at all." Next morning, I felt perfect. I don't know why. Never happened before. Something just reacted against me on that one, but but that was a shame. I always like doing the old fan cams and player ratings and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm the toxic fan. Toxic. Apparently, I've been told.
Did somebody call you who called you toxic, Jez?
Guy called, I think he's called Izzy Wizzy. I was on the show last night, the Tottenham away show.
Yeah.
And the fact that I call the club out, right, and the fact that I call out Arteta and I call out what's going on at the club, I'm toxic. Support the club. Support what we're doing. This guy apparently been supporting the club nearly as long as I have. Good, fantastic. And you know the shit that we've seen over the years. So,
Right.
Why are you accepting negativity and delusion? Don't get it, man. Don't get it.
Yeah, man. No, I don't get it either, man. And look, like I really do like going on North London is ours. It's a lot, but man, that chat is intense. You know how many times I've gotten I have to put the chat away. Otherwise I just get angry. So I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't even worry about that. But yeah, man, thanks for going on that show. I co-host that show with Mari and Stell if Mari isn't available, and it's always a lot of fun. But man, it can get rowdy sometimes in those chats because they, believe it or not, Tottenham channel, they don't like Arsenal fans. And a lot of the time on that channel, Arsenal fans don't like other Arsenal fans, and I think they like that.
Yeah,
so
it works. Yeah, totally.
but yeah. Anyway, man, no, it's again, thanks for doing that show, and again, thanks for coming on here. We're gonna have a good kick about. We're gonna go.
Sorry to interrupt you, man.
No, go talk.
The funny thing is, there was 3 Arsenal fans on there, and the biggest debate was 2 of us against 1 Arsenal fan. They were just sat there saying nothing. And I'm like, hang about, isn't this a debate between Arsenal and Tottenham? And it got more and more heated between 2 Arsenal fans and the other fella, right? And
no, they like that over there.
They love it over there. I bailed out of it. I thought, well, this is bullshit, man. I've come on to have a debate with Tottenham, not to have a debate with a deluded Arsenal fan. You know what I mean? I can do that every day of the week. There's out there. So
you do that on your channel every pretty much every week.
Yeah, pretty much. So I thought, well, what's the point of this then? Because at the end of the day, I wanted to have a discussion with Tottenham, but didn't happen. Waste of time.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Not all of them are going to be 5 stars, that's for sure. But let me go over to my co-host Dal. He is looking fly in those shades, man. But Dal, how are you, bro? Are you ready for the weekend? I am so ready for the weekend.
I'm ready for the weekend. It's been a long week, but the thing is, TJ, we're here. It's Friday. We got our great group of people in the chat. We got our man Jez. I've got a little bit of Fanta, so I got a little extra sugar in my blood today. But yeah, no, it's been a good week. Great game of Seville. I know we'll probably get into that. Well, you already did on a reaction show, but yeah, I do look like an undercover snap, Carl. Thank you. That's the whole idea, was to impress you, big fella. But yeah, shout out to Yeti, Drew, everybody. Let's get into it, TJ. Big weekend up.
No, absolutely. Well, Jez, you said that you weren't feeling too well to do the player ratings with Gunner, but what did you get? What were your impressions of the Sevilla game? I mean, I was feeling like not too positive, but it was, it was still a win away in Europe, which is like spotting a rare white elk for Arsenal fans. So what did you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, we ground it out. That's the thing. It was one of those games. There were some pretty poor performances again, unfortunately. But a win's a win. We take it. It's 3 points. We're top of the group, where we should be in that group. Let's put it right. But the fact remains that we have some pretty poor performances. And I know we're going to talk about it later, but we'll get to that about injuries again. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great display, let's be fair. Martinelli's nice goal. Jesus, yeah, fair enough. And then, of course, we got the massive debate, Ramsdale, Raya thing going down all the time, which I think is laughable, personally. But it is what it is. That's where we're at right now. But yeah, it's a great result, man. Great result. I did do a player ratings, but unfortunately, I bailed. I just wasn't up for it. I was just really not well. And
yeah.
So if you want me to, I can go through them. I've got them, but maybe that's for another time later on in the show. I don't know.
Yeah. No, if we come around to it, no, I just wanted to get your overall feeling coming out of it, just because, I was told by several fans and several fan bases that we were going to go to Sevilla and get cooked. I did call the 2-1, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll do this one more time because I called it on Staffy's show. I said, we're going to get 2 goals and then they're going to freaking stink bag one. And then we're going to end up sweating for the last 15, 20 minutes of the match, which is exactly what happened, but we were able to hold the line. So I want to, Flawless asked me this last night, and I want to ask you guys this because I think it's a serious question that needs to be considered. I don't think if you were Arteta, right? If you were the best looking manager everybody knows, Lego head himself, right? Would you drop Odegaard? Let's start with that.
Start with me. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, we'll go around. We'll go around.
You're good, Jess. But I'm going to agree with you, Jess. Yeah. It's Sheffield. Let's have ESR in. Why is he not playing? This again, the games have been lined up for ESR. Right, we've had certain games where ESR could come in and do a job. Why Arteta's not picking them? Who knows? If I'm Arteta, I'm looking at Odegaard saying, "Yeah, you've done fuck all in 3 weeks. Literally, you've done nothing." So it's Sheffield. Put ESR in. Give the kids some time. We keep putting them in 75th minute, 80th minute. How can he perform miracles with that much time? And he can perform miracles. We've seen it before. But he needs to get some time on the pitch. Use the players, Arteta. If I'm Arteta, you got to use the players that are available. You can't just keep playing the Saka, Odegaard. Teams find it out. They double team Saka, which we know, and Odegaard just runs out of steam in about the 55th minute. Even sometimes earlier when he gets pulled off. It's time to let ESR get some game time. Sheffield is the perfect game for it.
Yep.
Rest, I would say rest Saka as well. It's just these decisions that Arteta makes that's so frustrating. And that's why I declared about 5 weeks ago, I'm really done now with Arteta. I really think that we've gotten worse from last season. He can't make decisions. His man management is absolutely horrible. He's now, he's basically isolated Ramsdale. He's still playing Eddie, who's got what, Jez, 2 goals and 30 appearances now or something. You said the other day. I mean, it's a ship that's ready to hit an iceberg and go down. We're grinding out wins. It was a great win against Sevilla. The goals were fantastic. And I saw Jesus doing more, in the final third above the box where he had room to maneuver and open the pitch up more. But, back to your point, TJ, I don't want to get too far off the Odegaard.
No, that's fine.
The thing is that he's running out of steam and he's not commanding the pitch like we need a captain to. And he's definitely not scoring the goals like he was last season. So if you're not really doing those 3 things, it's time for Arteta to take a look at ESR and give the kid a run. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and Jez, you said you would drop him, but do you think? Here's another question too. So ask if you would answer if you would drop him and who you would replace him with, and then do you think that I want to tag on another question? Do you think that this is Odegaard's level, like the way that he's playing right now? Do you think that this is his level? Like maybe he can perform against the Bournemouths and the Lonzes and not the Lonzes, but the PSVs of the world, but he can't perform against the big fish, if you will. What do you think, Jez? Would you drop him?
Right now, probably against Sheffield United, I would say no, because that's about his levels at this point in time. I don't know what's gone wrong with that guy, because he was playing a lot better against the bigger teams, if you want to put it that way, last season than he is currently. But that's a great question, because you can also say and move this to other players. This time last season, we'd scored 27 goals.
Yep.
Currently, we've scored 18. I think I'm right in saying. I might be wrong.
And 5 of those coming from PKs.
Yeah, exactly. Penalty. Yeah. So that says to me something's misfiring here. And is this because of the poor start we had? Because we just this tinkering that Arteta says. And by the way, Dal, you can't say what you said because you're toxic.
Oh, well, then I'm toxic, Dal. I don't give a shit about any of people's opinion about my Arsenal opinions.
Yeah, you know me, man. I'm
this guy over here looking like Roy Orbison. You think he cares?
I'm telling you, Jez and I are cut from the same block a bit, bro. He's a few years older, but we don't give a shit. I can tell you that right now.
The thing is, getting back to your point, TJ, is tomorrow we've got Sheffield United. No disrespect to them. They are a poor show.
They're terrible.
Right? But that game, which I'm sure we'll talk about, should be an absolute arse wiping for them by Arsenal, right? I'm sorry, but I'd expect Arsenal to go into that 5-6 goals.
Yeah.
But we don't have Jesus is out again. Partey is out again. So who are we going to lead the line with? Well, Nketiah, right? That's it. That's who we got. Martinelli. We know he'll start Saka because Saka is what he's love boy, isn't he? Star boy. I mean, I could go into loads of things here, but I'm not going to because you're the host. I'm going to let you run your show, man. Because at the end of the day,
you can talk about get it off your chest, Jess. You can talk whatever you want.
I'm sure we'll get into it as the show develops. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the fact is, why don't we play Reece Nelson? Why don't we play Emil Smith-Rowe? Give these guys some game time. Trossard, start him.
Yep.
I think he'll have to start Trossard because Jesus is out. Yeah?
Yeah.
And, let's not start Zinchenko. Let's start Tomiyasu. Yeah? Because that's the right move for me, personally. Whether we get, with all the debate that's going on about goalkeepers manifest itself again tomorrow, I don't know. Personally, Ramsdale got dropped for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he got sloppy, and that's my take on that. But getting back to your point, Odegaard tomorrow, I wouldn't drop him because he's the sort of bloke that will turn up against that game. If he doesn't against Sheffield United, then that just shows the levels that man is. Because he should be commanding that midfield against Sheffield. They haven't got a midfield.
Right. Right. That's the whole thing. But Jez, he's out. I just think, bruv, that he's just out. He's just out of form. And I don't know if it's worth. And not to say that ESR is in form either, because we don't know, right? Because he fucking never plays. But I just don't. I don't know if Odegaard is the risk for this game. You know, I think it's a risk to play him at this point.
Yeah.
I hear what you're telling me. I hear, but the only thing I'm going to say, Dal, it'll prove a point. It'll prove a point to me, at least, right? If he starts tomorrow, Odegaard, right, and he is not done, if he doesn't get a commanding display, commanding game, right, then that shows to me that guy's way off form. Something's not right. And I called this the other night.
Right.
I called it on my show Wednesday night, whenever it was, right? Something is wrong at Arsenal. We are dysfunctional right now. Is this the fact that the players are getting the arse with Arteta? Is it because they're fed up with his tinkering? Because this time last season, we were playing like a Ferrari.
Yep.
Right? This time at the moment, we're playing like a Ford Fiesta.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes.
There's two different teams here, and I just wonder what is going down behind the scenes. These injuries that keep coming up. What's happening? What's going on?
I thought we sent our bad. I thought we sent our bad doctor down to Manchester, up to Manchester. That's what I thought, but no. There's something in the water at London Colney. I'm pretty sure. Like these guys, like, is it actually like lowering the bone density, the muscle density of these players? Like what is going on? Like, I don't get it. I don't, like, some sort of like reverse fluoride for the muscles. Like it's actually worrying. It's actually worrying.
That's like what I'm trying to say, TJ. It's worrying when you start to play players out of form that you know about a form. And Jez is saying if he's Arteta, you know, you're still playing him to get feedback on how bad or good he is. Like for me, we've already seen him be crap for 2 or 3 games. His punishment should be not even playing and play ESR there. And then Odegaard should take note that if ESR has a good performance, this is what Odegaard needs to do to get back in the team. You know, those are just, you know, 2 different sides of the coin. But I believe Jez is right too. If you play Odegaard and he doesn't perform, then you have more, you know, data and more to back up to say, hey, you will not play next week. You know, it's just confusing. And I think Jez is right too. There's an aura around of confusion, and that confusion turns into anger because we're confused how he's treating Trossard. We're confused with the injuries. We're confused what we're doing defensively. We're confused what we're doing offensively. You know, so I think that, like Jez is right, that confusion right now we have around because we're not seeing the results of last season. The confusion sets in, which the anger sets in, you know, and I think we're at a point now, if we don't really start demolishing teams and making 4-0, 5-0 statements and instead of grinding out wins, that gets tiring. And after a while, like, you know, TJ and Jez, you ride your luck. You ride your luck for so long. And I think playing Odegaard, again, just puts another passenger in there because I'm sure he'll play Havertz on the left as well in this game.
Yeah. I think you're right. But the point very quickly I want to make is the frailties of our squad is starting to show.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The amount of first class, not world class, first class players we have now got out. And we're having to dive into suitcases to pull out, dust off some of these players because we haven't seen them for a while. Fabio Vieira might start tomorrow. Well, if he has to, he has to. Yeah. I'd put Havertz at 9 tomorrow. I certainly would. I think, of course, it's a little bit of trouble there. So give it a shout. Give it a shout because we're not going to have Jesus. We're not going to have. We're not going to have Partey. I question this point. I question this. Right, okay. Jesus. Right. Yeah. Has he got himself injured by falling over all the time? Because he spends more time on his backside, yeah, falling over, faking it, than he does actually playing football. So I question it, man. I do.
That's fine. And you know it's bad. You know it's really, really bad when Fran, who is normally very, very positive, is saying that we're a Ford Fiesta with no wheels. Like she knows, she sees it. Okay, like the smart fans in this fan base know that we're papering over the cracks, and obviously we have gotten a little bit lucky still being undefeated in the league, and that our only loss in all reality was in the Champions League. So it's one of those things where when is the rubber going to meet the road on, when are we finally going to get done in because of our lack of squad depth, because we're, being forced to play Havertz at 9, we're being forced or we're being forced to play Trossard up top. Because if you remember the last time we played Trossard up top, it was not good. He was not good.
No.
So it's one of those things where we can get into what squads we want to see, but against Sheffield United, like we should be dusting off some of these players. I don't want to see Jorginho start. I don't want to see Odegaard start. I want to see
because there's no Partey. You're going to see Jorginho because there's no Partey.
I know. Well, what about Mo Elneny? Dust him off. Throw him out there. He's better. He's better than Sheffield. He's good enough for Sheffield.
Yeah,
Sheffield's
I know.
Going to start Austin Trusty.
But I know. But it's we say Sheffield, but then we can kind of also go, it's Arsenal. We could get a 1-1 draw out of this.
Oh yeah, no, and you know for a fact that Sheffield are going to come into the Emirates and try to play terrorist football.
Yes,
like it's going to be bad.
We're all thinking 3-4-0, but I mean, until that, I mean, even at Bournemouth, I think we said 3-4-0 in there, and then we're surprised when it happened. I think I may have said 4-0, but that's kind of like off the cuff, thinking that, if we play perfectly, we'll get 4-0, right? If we have mistakes and players aren't managed correctly on where to be on the pitch and what times by Arteta, and he's out there trying to land planes, this could be a 1-1 game. This could be a 2-1 game for Sheffield.
Well, they're going to play the low block. They're going to play the low block against us like they did against Spurs, and they drove Spurs to the 90th minute.
I think you're running a risk in playing players like Elneny and Odegaard right now because he's out of form. Of course, you run the risk at Havertz. He could play up top. That's better because at least we know he's safe and out of trouble up top, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have to play Havertz as a striker because you just want him out of the way in the midfield, that's pretty fucking pathetic. It really is. That really sets a sad state of where we're at with players, and that we haven't purchased the right players when we needed to. So before I get into all that drivel, it's going to be interesting. I mean, with no Partey and Jesus, without Jesus, I really don't see us getting 4-0 goals. I just don't.
The thing is, Dal, you've just hit the nail on the head. Right? This is Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
And we're playing Sheffield United. And no disrespect.
Right.
We should have the depth and breadth of our squad to say, all right, we've got PARTEY out, we've got Jesus out, and God knows who else we got out. The list is endless. I think we've got more players out than we've actually got in first team players.
Fran, check your Insta. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
The ability, right? We should have the ability to actually go out and say, right, okay, this is our second string, but we can still beat Sheffield United 4-5-0. I'm not confident in being able to sit here, guys, right, and chat and everybody. I'm not confident I can sit here and say that's going to happen.
Right.
I just don't see it because, yeah, I mean, your point you just made, El Nenny's not the greatest player, but whenever he turns up, he does his job. He does it. He doesn't moan about it. He just gets on with it, and he performs for us. So this is my whole point, and that was why I was so confused last night of being called toxic, because of the fact that all I want to see is positivity out of the team.
Right.
Now, the fact that I'm criticising Arteta and criticising what is going on at the club is not being toxic. It's actually saying something is bloody wrong. And I don't care if there's fans out there that want to come and call me out and say, oh, I've been to this game and that game. Good. Well done. Brilliant. Fantastic. Right. Fantastic. Nice one. I'm happy for you. What games do you actually watch properly? Are you watching it through rose-tinted glasses or something? Because I think you are.
Yeah.
Because there's something fundamentally wrong at Arsenal Football Club, and I'll shut up.
It's because
no, it's not even. It's not even that. There's just a lot of people out there trying to run agendas too. Like a majority of the people that you're talking to, Jez, and Anthony's here. Big up, Anthony. We're gonna have Fran coming on too to give her thoughts as well. But it's one of those things where. Well, first of all, let me big up Carl Rossi. Thank you for the super chat. A couple of cheeky tequilas. I will have the cheeky tequilas later. Trust me. I just got to finish up some work later. Yep. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where you have people out here just trying to run agendas, trying to get famous, trying to trigger the Godfather, the legendary Jez. You know, so it's one of those things where look, you have these things, Jez, and they're pesky little things called expectations. And you're allowed to have them considering what you've seen. I mean, you've seen things that nobody else will see. So that's just gonna bug some of the toxic happy clappers that are in this fan base that demand excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Demand excellence. Big up, Anthony. How are you, man? You good?
Not too bad. Morning here.
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, just sliding on into the weekend. Let's say hello to the chat real quick, and then we're gonna get Anthony into this conversation. I just want to big up a few people in the chat. Big up Neil. Big up, obviously, Carl Rossi. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Again, we got Connor. Connor's out living his life somewhere. I don't know what he's doing. Like, I never know what he's doing. I never know what he's doing anymore. When he's not on here, he's off doing something else. I don't know. Probably.
Wife's name out your mouth.
Yep.
Connor's
Jameen, big up Jamino. Big up here to there. Big up here to there. And I saw Hugo in here a little earlier. And then obviously, big up True Gunner, my guy Josh. He was on yesterday or last weekend, and he absolutely smashed it as usual. So big up Josh every single time. Go and subscribe to True Gunner if you have not already. Yeah, Connor's a man of mystery, exactly. And then let's welcome Fran. Fran, how are you? You're absolutely cooking. I dropped in on your show before this show, and you were cooking. You had a bunch of people watching you. How are things going? You good?
Yeah, good, thank you. I'm trying to do like solo shows to like build my channel and that, but I'm not happy with Arsenal. I'm not. You know, I'm like positive and happy and stuff, but as Jez was saying, like it's not right.
What's your biggest concern right now?
Left eight. We sold Xhaka and bought in a replacement, which now he's said, you know, oh, maybe we should just play him up front. Like we bought in a replacement who already is not even playing in that left 8 position still. So yeah, that's for me the biggest concern, but I'm sure we'll get into it. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been like way too long.
No, it's been unbelievably way too long. So yeah, Anthony, what's your take on how things are going at Arsenal right now, man? And this is your first, this is your debut on the American Idiot Show as well. So welcome, my man. Thank you for being patient with us.
No, that's fine.
What's wrong with Arsenal?
Yeah, I just want to say, first of all, thank you for letting me on the show. You know, I always watch the show every Friday night, and it's great being on with Warren, Gunnar, Jez, and also Fran as well. Yeah, with Arsenal. I mean, where do you start, really? I mean, the first thing, the first news is, with Jesus, that's that's a bit of a gutter. He's him picking up his old injury again. We don't really know how long he's out for. It says weeks, but weeks can turn into months, as we know. Do you know what? I'm not really happy with Zenny, our left back. I don't I don't I don't think he's decent. He's still playing the he's still trying to go inverted in it. Is not happening there. Some Arsenal fans are going to hate me for this, but I've really got a problem with our goalkeeper, Raya. I really have. With Raya, I just don't understand his style of play, of where he keeps passing it from the back. He's been caught out a couple of times, and touch wood, it hasn't happened. Nobody has scored from his mistakes. But listen, if he's going to carry on doing these mistakes, it's going to happen. We are going to give away stupid goals, I reckon. Through his stupidity, and I just don't like his style of play. I personally, in my own opinion, it's safer for me if Ramsdale was in goal between the sticks. I really do.
I agree.
Anthony, mate, with respect, that's not his decision. That's Arteta's decision. And let's get it right. Raya didn't play that style of play at Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know. Yeah, I know he did. And you're both probably right there, Jez. Obviously, it's Arteta's style of play. But in all fairness, it's like what we said about Arteta before. We don't know what goes on up in here with Mikel Arteta. I don't understand his philosophy, his tactics, and his style and way of playing. I really don't. And this season, we've noticed it more this season now compared to last season at this time. We've noticed it, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not happy. If we don't win anything this season, I think Arteta should be gone. That's my views and my opinion on the manager. He's not an elite manager. I don't think he can sign world class quality players. Basically, he can't attract the right players in our team. I'm just not happy all around, man. Sheffield United, don't get me wrong, they come back from a big heavy defeat going back a few weeks ago against Newcastle. But since then, they've improved. Even though they haven't won a game yet this season, but they've improved on conceding goals since that Newcastle game. So, if I'm allowed to do a prediction now, or are we going to save it to the end?
Save it to the end.
Yeah, save it to the end. We'll do all sorts of predictions at the end here.
Yeah. So in a minute, I'm not happy in a minute.
No. I mean, it's disappointing. Go ahead, Jess. Or not Jess, Dal. Jeez.
I'm going to say I'm with you, Anthony. I'm ready for Ramsdale to come back. I don't see what David Raya is doing that's so freaking amazing that Ramsdale doesn't do. The distribution, I'll admit to, Fran, hold on. I know there's
I agree. I can tell you right now, I already agree with Fran.
There's distribution points that he is better at. He seems somewhat more, he seems a little more able-bodied in certain areas. But the 2 points that are missing, I've said this before, he does not have the communication with the back four that Ramsdale has achieved in the last 3 seasons. That is a massive, massive issue. And you're a goalkeeper, you have to know to command the back four, you have to be watching the game, and they have to communicate back to you on what's going on. Raya hasn't established that yet. And on top of that, this is not the season for that. Now, if we win it this season, oh God, please, right? Next season, fine, bleed in Raya slowly. This is not the season to be fucking around with goalkeepers. We didn't need Raya. Matt Turner was doing just fine, in my opinion, as a backup when he played. I know Raya was one of the third-best players. Well, fine, fair enough, because Ramsdale earned the spot. I don't want Matt Turner in there against United and Newcastle and City either, but Ramsdale's earned the spot. Goalkeepers go up and down. He's established the communication with the back four. That's why, and to me, in my eyes, we look better with him back there. I can't forgive the mistake against Alvarez that they almost scored on. Chelsea almost scored when he came out the box. The mistake he kind of made against the Mudryk cross shot. It's going to start adding up. And if we come on, guys, if we really dig down deep, is Ramsdale really that worse? He's not that worse.
No,
We're talking about two goalkeepers that are very, very similar, but one currently doesn't have the communication with the back four.
Fran, what do you think?
I think the keepers pick themselves, guys. I mean, go ahead, Fran.
I really, really agree about like the synergy between the goalkeepers and defense. Right. Completely missing, and that's such an underrated like quality with a goalkeeper. Like that matters so much how well so I completely get that. But however, I think this is all on Arteta wanting to play a certain style of goalkeeper, and that's basically playing the goalkeeper as a fifth defender in the back four, doing all these little passes with. And Raya's struggling with it because it's like a ridiculous thing to ask anyway. Yeah. But my thing is, okay, Ramsdale, apparently Ramsdale refused to play that style of play. Apparently he just started kicking long balls like, this is ridiculous, Arteta. Like, right. I'm just gonna concede. And Arteta didn't like that. So Ramsdale's out. So he's brought in Raya, who's more obedient and is trying to play. Sorry, I just seen that comment.
That's a hilarious comment. Sorry.
That Arteta wants. At the moment, it's not quite getting there, but basically, it's just Arteta being really stubborn on wanting to try and play this crazy style of football, but only bringing in a goalkeeper way too late, dropping Wyatt in right at the deep end, making him learn this new style of play in like a couple of weeks.
On a season that we can't afford to bleed in new keepers.
Yeah.
We don't have the time and resources. 20 years without a title. Why the fuck are we bleeding in a new keeper?
Yeah, he's ripped up what was working so well last season. I'm so annoyed because we were playing so well last season. We just needed a couple of minor tweaks, like a bit more cover for Partey. Right. And I guess we didn't even need change really in the goalkeeper, but instead he's completely ripped it all up, rewritten the wheel, and now we're starting from square one again. So it's just so frustrating. But anyway, I think Ramsdale, if Ramsdale was in goal, he'd be making more mistakes than Raya trying to play this style of football. And secondly, if you want to bring him in, don't bring him back in right now. Let it all simmer down for a bit so all the speculations kind of stopped, and then kind of bring him in when the spotlight's not so much on Raya and Ramsdale. That's kind of what I would do, but it's great.
Spotlight is here's the thing, friend, is the spotlight is always going to be on these guys. That's the problem. It's always going to be on these guys, which is why I'm going to play devil's advocate here just a little bit. Now, we've seen what Raya can do over a 39 game season at a mid club like Brentford. 9th place. Name me somebody on the Brentford back line from last season. Can anybody name me one? One player.
No, because
Thank you. All right, so now I'm about to prove my point. Hold on, Dal. Hold on. One thing. Nobody can tell me that he is a mid goalkeeper when he's finishing top 3 statistically amongst all goalkeepers in the Premier League at 9th place Brentford when he is under siege. Okay? He is the reason that team finished where they did. Okay? So my point is that can we really judge? Like, you can judge Kai Havertz after 8 games because you've seen what he did at Chelsea. You knew what time it was when we brought him in. But Raya, I don't think we've seen enough, to be honest. I don't think we've seen enough.
Part of my point, TJ, sorry, Fran, 1 second. Part of my point, though, is this is not the season to be experimenting. That's my big issue.
I don't think it's an experiment. I think he's a solid goalkeeper. I think he's a solid goalkeeper.
When you make your point. No. When you bring someone in fresh, you can look at the stats, but he's going to perform differently in an Arsenal jersey than he is a Brentford because, of course, as you know, he has a different back four and everything of his whole environment's different. But I just think it's very risky to bleed in a new goalkeeper when we're pushing for a title. I know every season we say we push, but last season we obviously really pushed, and this season we're still undefeated. We're pushing. It's almost like if David Raya screws up, then not only does he demote himself and make Arteta look like a donkey, which I'm fine with, but it's going to bring the squad down to where we may not be challenging anymore. And I just don't think it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
That when Ramsdale's already established. Go ahead, Fran.
I mean, can we go first of all? Big up Cam. One thing, and then it's gonna be I'm going to Fran. All right. Here's the thing: is that you brought up Matt Turner earlier. Would you have trusted Matt Turner in the Champions League?
No, but I don't know if I would trust David Raya either.
David Reyes won 2 games in the Champions League.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I trust Ramsdale out of all 3.
Okay.
Because
all right. No, just differences of
established
opinion.
for me.
Differences of opinion. Fran. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think Raya is real quality. I didn't think like, we need to really improve on Ramsdale. There's so much more important things in the team that we need to upgrade.
I agree with that.
However, like I really, really rate Raya. I see when he's being asked to play like this impossibly difficult style of football. Okay, but I'm seeing really, really good things from him. He's particularly really good at things like one-on-one with attackers. Like he's got really good qualities. I think he's sharper than Ramsdale. Like moves a bit quicker on his feet. Whatever. And I they've got to suck it. They're professional footballers. Ramsdale's not the only one who's been benched. Like Trossard is not getting the minutes he wants. I think there's too much on this like poor Ramsdale. Do you remember in the documentary last season when Sambi was complaining about the fact he's not getting minutes, and Eddie Nketiah was like, "Bro, you're not the only one not getting minutes. Like, step it up." So anyway, I really rate Raya. Let it all settle down, then maybe bring back Ramsdale if you want to, but he's good. I'll let someone else talk now.
Yeah. I don't know. I just really God, these comments are absolutely killing me.
They are
Big
good.
up the chat, by the way. Make sure you're smashing the likes up. Get your questions in. The panel will answer them. If you want your question to be answered right away, throw it in a super chat. Help support the channel, people. Help support the channel. What'd you say?
Yeah, no, Jaminho makes a point that no one wants to discuss, which is that Emi Martinez is the best goalkeeper we've had in the last years.
You don't know how good Emi Martinez would have been if we're playing ifs, ands, and buts when we're talking about Emi Martinez. Like that's all. All we have is right here. Like we can wax lyrical about ifs or buts. Like what if Aubameyang hadn't bombed out with Arteta? What if this? What if that? We would still have a striker, right? So it is what it is. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Jez, on the goaltender? You kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but on the goaltender controversy, I just think we have bigger things to worry about. We have big other areas of the pitch that are more concerning.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, they're both decent goalkeepers. Yeah, right. They're not. We're not talking about rubbish here. We're talking about proven Premier League goalkeepers. And it doesn't bother me whether Ramsdale starts or Raya starts. It's irrelevant. They're both good goal stoppers. They both have to play the same nonsensical tactic that Arteta wants to play. Right. Play out the back, right? The problem we have is way more important. We don't have a striker. And we've been asking for 2.5 years, right? We need a striker. When Aubameyang and Arteta fell out because of Arteta's arrogance, impetuosity, made him train on his own, did all this nonsensical bullshit that Arteta does, right? That's when things went wrong. Yeah, I mean, sadly, it was a shame because he was getting us 20, 25 goals a season.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't got that player anymore. I mean, let's put it on the table, people. Jesus, 12 goals a season, maybe 14. Yeah. Nketiah, 2 goals in 30 games.
My chat's trying to defend Nketiah in my live chat, saying
How?
saying
I can't
saying
think you can
he doesn't
defend
get
it. Nketiah. You can't defend it. I mean, you look at that. What he just said. 2 goals in 30 games. That I got to be honest with you. That's not even a standard striker's material in the championship.
yeah.
It's not. So it makes you think. What standard is Eddie Nketiah?
Hmm.
Is he
People-
Elite One?
So I guess, Fran, what are they saying? Like, how do I'm really obviously morbidly curious about this, just because it's like how do you see what good Eddie Nketiah does?
Well, people point to when Jesus was injured last season and Eddie came in and kept us like top of the league. And when he starts, he tends to score and all that stuff. But I keep getting like criticized in my chat for going in too hard on Eddie. And I'm like, how can you defend it? Like, they pull out random stats from last season, and when he starts, he is good. So please, like, help me.
Fran, you welcome home, because there are people here with eyes, and we can count with both our fingers and toes how many goals. I mean, here's the thing, and I was talking about this the other day. Eddie Nketiah, I can remember three good moments where I was backing Eddie Nketiah. Sunderland hat trick, but it's League One Sunderland, so you would expect that to happen. United 2 seasons ago, or United and Nketiah in the room, and freaking Nottingham Forest. No, sorry, Nottingham Forest was a good goal, but I was thinking Chelsea 2 seasons ago. Those were the 3 moments that I can remember being like, this Eddie guy, he might have something. Other than that, ever since that United game where he got the Nketiah in the room, blah blah blah, he has scored 2 goals. 2 in competitive matches.
And he's got the 14 shirt.
This is Thierry Henry's heir. People.
Must be disgusting.
It actually makes me ill.
Arteta loves him though. Even today, like the press conference before Sheffield, he was saying like mad good things about him. And are you seeing something we're not? I just don't know. I
don't even think the stats can back him up. That's the thing, is that like people can revert to stats and expected goals and blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, I'm with Cam. Cam. Bring back Theo Walcott. At this point. Like, why not?
I would even take a punk on Shamak right now coming back, even though he's probably 37.
Like, it is what it is. Like, at this point, guys, it's indefensible. It's to the point, guys. Now look at us. That we are sitting here, and I'm going to ask for everybody starting 11 before we get into the previews for the weekend.
You're going to hate mine. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm saying. It says I talked to my guy Cam and Flawless about this answer. Big up Cam, by the way, my co-host over on Sarcasm City TV. Okay? This guy has gotten us to the point where we are, with serious faces, people, talking about starting Havertz at number 9 and being like okay with it. Like, that's where we're at, because we don't have any other options. Jesus is injured, and then it falls to either Trossard, who has not been playing well at number 9 lately. He's great on the left, but the last time he played number 9, he was dead. Let's be honest. I think that was Fulham. He was not good. And then and now we're falling back to Kai Havertz. And we're being serious about it.
I haven't chatted to you since we signed Kai Havertz, but I just don't know what part of Arteta and the team looked at Kai Havertz's performances for the last 2 years at Chelsea and thought, that's the one.
That's a good idea.
Let's bring him in. I just, this has gone exactly how we all knew it would. I predicted it would, and I'm never going to get over it.
Smash those likes up too, by the way. Big up AJ, my guy. Yeah.
The thing is that if Arteta actually had half a brain, yeah, if he actually had a half a brain, tomorrow up front, he would put Trossard out left, Martinelli in the middle, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
I wouldn't play Saka because he's just not levels at the moment, right? And I would play an absolutely confusing up front. I'd put Havertz outright. Or
He has played out right before. He has played out right before, to be fair.
yeah. And I'd put ESR out there. And I would put Havertz in. I'll tell you what I'd do tomorrow. I'd go a 3-1-3-4. Sorry, 3-3-4. Right?
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, Havertz is, I don't think he's an amazing player, but he causes drama when he plays further up the park. He's done that on a couple of games when he's come in. He's not an out-and-out goal scorer. He's not an out-and-out bloody player. Let's get it right at the end of the day. But he can cause some drama. I wouldn't play Odegaard. In fact, I would actually go Rice, Havertz, maybe Maitland. No. I can mix it up. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going Havertz, Rice, Maitland-Niles.
We don't have Maitland-Niles. We got Emerald.
What are you talking about?
Reece Nelson.
Reece Nelson. This is the first time we've called Maitland-Niles or Reece Nelson Maitland-Niles.
Or there's the option we talked about earlier. Why not? Bring El Neni in?
Yeah.
He always does.
Wait till you hear my starting 11 for Sheffield. You're gonna love it.
Let's get him going.
So we got.
There are options, but we know that Arteta won't do it. He'll stick to his trusted way of playing football.
Pick your full 11, Jez.
Yeah, pick your full 11. Then we'll go around. We'll go Jez, Anthony, Fran.
Right, I'm gonna go. Well, I don't care if it's Ray or Ramsdale.
Okay.
I'm not
That's fine.
Yeah, they're both decent goalkeepers. White, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and I'm going Tomiyasu. That's my back four. Okay. As Fran has quite rightly put, that Raya is playing the fifths. He's playing a sweeper role as a goalkeeper. A bit weird, that one to me, but there you go. Fair play. No one ever knew that one. I'm then going to go. I'm going to be sensible now. I am going to go El Neni, Rice, and ESR. Right.
Okay.
I'm then going to go. I'm sticking Martinelli in the middle. Trossard, Reece Nelson.
Okay. That's more than enough, right? That's more than enough, I would say. What do you think, Anthony? What do you got? What do you got for your starting 11?
Well, I'm going to definitely, knowing me, I'm going to pick Ramsdale in goal. Then I'm going to go Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and what Jez said, Tomiyasu on the left. And then in the midfield, I'm going to go Rice. Where else can we go? Trouble is, though, people saying about with Odegaard, I know he drifts off a bit, and I know he really does, but I'm going to put him. I'm going to put him in there. But then again, it is Sheffield United, and then I'm going to go. I might go, Smith Rowe. Go Smith Rowe, okay. And then with the attacking three, I'll go Martinelli on the left, but I'll play Trossard on the right. And you know what? I'll have Havertz in the middle because he basically the reason why I'm picking him. Listen, he's 6'4". He's got to make jump and play the defender and score a goal with his bloody head, hasn't he? Seriously. I'm gonna linger him about around that in the 18-yard box, 6-yard box. Use him as a poacher. Why not?
As director of football at Arsenal, I'm making a last-minute change.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to make a last-minute change. I'm going to go Fabio Vieira because he's available. He's just not been in the squad. ESR, right? Martinelli in the mid. Trossard, Martinelli. So I've just made a last tactical change, which I'm now ringing Arteta in the dressing room and saying, "You're changing the team lineup." And by the way, fella, I've bought the club, and you're all bloody sacked.
You knew it was coming. He's clean. Jez is on the job, and he's cleaning house. He's cleaning house.
Jez Collins, director of football. I've said it for years.
Yeah, absolutely. Fran,
they'd be gone by tomorrow morning if I bought that.
not even the kitchen ladies say. Fran,
I like your lineup though.
No, that's sounding a bit Todd Bowley to me.
What do you got? What do you got for
oh,
your
right. Yeah, no, mine's a bit contentious. Basically, right, I'm going to start with the easy one. So Tomiyasu, I want Kivior to play because is he even in the squad anymore? We just never see him. And then when we have to rely on these players, they haven't got any match minutes in their legs and they just look like a duck out of water. So we need to be rotating in games like this, but I'm sure he's probably just going to play an unchanged 11. Anyway, so Tomiyasu, Kivior, Saliba, and then you're going to hate this one. Don't kick me off, yeah? But right back, Cedric. I'm putting...
I had to sin binner. I had to sin binner. Sorry.
No.
Had to do it.
I'm doing it to make the point that we rely overly much on Ben White. If Ben White gets injured, I was honestly looking on the Arsenal website who's there, and it's basically Cedric. The only backup for that position is Tomiyasu, who will probably be playing on left back, PARTEY, who's injured, or Cedric. We're one Ben White injury away from Cedric playing at right back, and I'm being serious here. No, I deserve that. I did deserve that. A big deserve.
So no, it's funny. It's comedy, people. It's comedy. This is also very funny, Carl Rossi. You're fucking hilarious.
I did deserve that, but honestly, we are a Ben White injury away from playing Cedric, and
oh gosh,
it's his squad that we shouldn't be in that situation. But anyway, not really. I wouldn't actually start in there, but Cedric. If Ben White gets injured, Cedric will have some match minutes in his legs. Or we're going to have to get a better backup in January.
True.
Anyway.
Good point.
Then I'm having Vieira starting for Odegaard. Sit Odegaard out for a game. Rice, he's great. I want this Havertz thing in the left 8 to work because you brought him in for that. Make it work. Already 8 games in, you're changing him to centre forward. No, stick with it. You spent 65 million on him to be a left 8. Make it work. Sorry. And then a front 3 of Martinelli, Nelson, and Trossard. Trossard up front.
Okay.
But we need to see rotation. These players that don't get minutes, we're going to need them later on in the season, and they're going to be completely non-match fit. Give them minutes now, and it's not going to be such a drop-off later off in the season.
Like we saw last season.
No, that's 100% fair. Dal, you go next, and then I'll go last.
Ramsdale with my man Anthony all day long. Rhea is waiting to happen. We've seen it almost 3 times now. All right?
Yeah.
Back, Tomiyasu, Gabriel. Next to Gabriel, Kiwior. Saliba needs a break. Right back, Ben White. Midfield 3, Rice, Vieira on the left, and ESR on the right. Attacking 3, on the left, Trossard. In the middle, Martinelli. And on the right, Saka. I think we need Saka because it's hard to pick formations on these games, as you guys know, because we want the best, right? We want to keep moving forward. If we sacrifice a player or two, like if we do put an El Neni in, I think we run a risk with that. If we do put Cedric in, we run a risk with that. And we can't be running risks. But Fran has a very good point. You need all the players. We will need all the players at one point in time. We've already seen the injury record this season has been complete shambles, so we will need just about all the players. But I think that we give up quality, right? That's the thing. We give up quality and security when we play players like El Neni, Havertz, Reece Nelson, Kiwior, Cedric. We give up that sense of security and that sense that we can actually go at teams. So, again, to predict a 4-0, that's all great. But we're the Arsenal. If we get a 2-1 win, it'll be because we fought it out. The thing is that we know Arteta's going to pick the lineup that we all don't want anyway. You know? And it's a risk. Do you run the risk of playing these players, or do you go with a more solid 11 to get that 4-0 win? Because you lose, I think, that advantage to get the 3 or 4-0 win when you play players like I'd mentioned before. Because they're so out of the queue. They're probably not match fit. And of course, like I said, the other side of the sword is you're going to need them. But I don't know, man. It's a tough game to call, TJ. It's one of those things where it's like if you don't go 100%, you could pay for it, right?
Yeah, and let's be honest too. This is something that I'm kind of considering when I'm talking about my 11, and then friend, you go. They're going to play the low block against us. They are going to play terrorist football against us. They are going to try to stink the place out. Fran, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, if you don't rotate, though, and try these second-tier players playing 20th team in the league, when are we going to do it? Not in the Champions League. What, it just leaves the League Cup? I guess
that's up to Arteta how mean he wants to be. Some players, like you said earlier, they ride the bench. That's just their role.
But this though, everybody's saying about Jesus being out, and we got the lack of goals there. But you look at it, I mean, we got West Ham in the cup coming up, and then after West Ham, I tell you what, we got Newcastle United.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a problem.
Yep,
huge one. Huge
one.
So, bad news coming in. Bad news coming in from Selhurst Park. Spurs have taken the lead.
Oh God!
It's an own goal as well.
Why? What did we do to deserve this? That's all I'm going to say. What did we do to deserve Spurs' success? They'll fall off eventually. Come on.
They're off last season.
They're going to fall. No, they're not getting second.
But then again, we beat Crystal Palace 1-0, and it was at their rank. And I'll tell you something, and Jez will back me up on this as well. Selhurst Park is not easy to go to.
No,
it's not a place.
No, that was why I was hoping that the Eagles would actually be able to pull one out.
That's what I say. I think we got to play our best 11 every week and week out. If we start looking at El Neni and Cedric and Kiwior, we're in deep trouble.
You're swaying me.
When do we bleed these players in? I don't know. I don't think there's a solid answer to say, oh, this is the week we're going to play, Kiwior, El Neni, etc. I think that just has to come either because we need the body in there, or it's just like or Arteta sees something in training that thinks they're more match fit than the other player. I don't know how he makes those calls, and I don't trust him always to make the right calls. I mean, I don't want to blame, though, a lot. Let's say we don't get the win, we get a draw. Is there going to be that one player we blame?
Yeah.
All
right, I'll give my starting 11. I'll give my starting 11 real quick, and then we're gonna do weekend predictions, and then I gotta get out of here because work is blowing up, and I know Dal has work stuff he has to do too. So big up everybody in the chat. By the way, make sure you are smashing the likes up. Yeah, this is just epic panel, epic chat, not so epic Spurs score, but we move. All right, so I'm going David Raya and net. Sue me, David Raya and net.
Yeah.
Tommy on the left. Saliba. No, do I drop Saliba? These guys are just dead moving forward. That's the thing. They're just dead. So how about this? I'll go I'll go Gabrielle Kiwior,
Mm-hmm.
White, Rice, and that's my back. So we got, and then in the midfield I got Rice, ESR, and Vieira. I mean, Vieira isn't even making the squad, but I mean, I would want to see Vieira in there, and Odegaard. Odegaard, he needs to find his game for West Ham, I think, because West Ham, we need to take that game seriously. So yeah, and then on the left, I got Trossard, right, Saka, and then Martinelli through the middle.
Oh,
Big Martinelli through the middle. Martinelli has played in the 9 before, and he can score.
Trossard. Yeah, it's just Trossard looks kind of dodgy out on the left. That's the only thing.
I mean,
I think he looks dodgy in the middle.
Trossard has been, his form hasn't been as solid as it's been as it was last season. You know, but I think when you see Trossard, he's either been really, really good or bad. There hasn't really been an in between.
I need to see him the row behind the front three because he's an assist king. So either in the left 8 or the Odegaard position, providing assists, and he's got the work rate. He's just being so.
If there's a big, I wouldn't mind having Odegaard on the left 8. I think that's a very good shout. I think you'd be able to retain the ball, move the ball more than just laterally or behind. But the issue I would have with that, Fran, is defensively. Is he that, he's kind of a smaller figure. I just don't see him getting back defensively. With him and Zinchenko, let's say, that's weak offensively,
What, Trossard? And
yeah. Attacker. I think he can, like I said, I think he can do a job there, but I think it would have to be like against a Sheffield, a Bournemouth. To put him up against like United City, Chelsea, I think would just be rough for us to
How about as in Tomiyasu left back and then Trossard? It's just
that would work better.
Yeah.
Trossard's more defensive minded. I mean, Tommy's more defensive minded. The thing is, Zinchenko, as we know, he pushes up in the inverted bullshit and he gets caught in there. And then there's nobody to come back. And if Trossard has to cover for him, I don't think Trossard's going to be the left best coverage.
I wouldn't mind also, sorry, just one more, having Zinchenko in the left 8 and then Tomiyasu behind him. I think that would be perfect.
I think that would work.
Yeah.
That would be a good experiment. But again, experimenting in this, and the race is so tight right now. I mean, it felt like last year it was just really a 2-horse race, right? But this year we're really looking at, 3 or 4 teams. So that's where I get really nervous when we start experimenting with, the Elneny, the Cedrics, even Tomiyasu and Havertz. I just, if one of those guys make a mistake, it's like they're going to be done. Our guy is going to fully bench them off.
Yeah.
And it's just not, and TJ said it before, where's Vieira been hiding? I thought he was the bee's knees for the first 4 games of the season, right?
Arsenal Twitter posted a photo of him training, and Arsenal said Fabio, and then can I swear? Sorry.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the first comment most liked was someone commenting on Arsenal Twitter going, "Fuck me, he's alive."
So we got some predictions coming up, TJ.
Yes, we do. We do. Sorry if I keep looking a little distracted, guys. It's just work has been a bear this week, so pardon me. But let me go ahead and get the infamous spreadsheet up.
Ooh.
The infamous low budget spreadsheet. And if I don't use the layout that Connor only made the layout for for 3 people.
Connor, what the hell?
Freaking Connor, there's me. Come on. This thing's moving mad. This thing's going real slow.
All up one side.
It's okay.
Let me share it. Let me share it. No, we don't need to sub out. Hold on. That's actually harder.
You gotta be smarter.
It's actually harder than it was before. Be smarter than the computer. Have you met me before?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness.
Damn.
Oh my goodness. Hold on one second. Actually, you know what? Let's get back into let's look back to last week. Because that's what we have to do. We have to look at our past mistakes.
What the hell?
And we have to acknowledge when somebody makes a mistake. And Dal, Once again, Dal comes last.
I suck at this. I'm so bad.
Oh my!
Don't take me to Vegas.
It's just bad luck. It's just bad luck. That's all. And then we had Josh coming in second, and then me coming in first. Oh, winning is so tough sometimes. You know,
Yeah,
it really gets hard.
Yeah, it's terrible.
All right, let's see if I can repeat it this week, people. We got again, no preambles, people. No preambles. Just say the score. Okay, and maybe a little bit of a sentence afterwards with why, and then we'll move on to the next one. Rapid fire, because Dal has to go back to work. I have to go back to work.
Jez has to get back to his wine.
Jez has to get back to his daycare. He's running daycare over there. All right, so let's start with Fran. We'll go left to right. So Fran, or right to left. Chelsea, Bournemouth, or Brentford, Chelsea. Good Lord.
2-0 Chelsea.
I agree with that. Unfortunately.
Okay,
yes?
next one. Oh,
Jezza.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going 2-0 to the Chelsea.
Anthony.
I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea.
Okay. Dal?
I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2 draw.
Chelsea haven't figured it out yet.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I don't disagree with you, Dal. I'm gonna actually go against the grain. I'm gonna go 1-0 Brentford. 1-0 Brentford. Come on, Brentford. Come on.
Down with the chaps come.
Sheffield United visiting Arsenal, the early game on Saturday, the earlier game on Saturday, I should say.
What note too, TJ? It's on the same time as El Clasico, unfortunately.
Oh, great. So yeah, I'll have to have that. That will actually be an interesting game.
Oh, that's gonna be a brilliant game. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Fran.
So my logic is Newcastle beat them 8-0. We should beat them 9-0.
Are you going 9-0?
The famous 9-0 score.
Yeah, screw it. Go on.
Fran just wants me to win one of these.
I'm here for you, man.
9-0 Arsenal. Yeah, because here's the thing though, is because the stakes are so high, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's not like you necessarily like win anything. You know what I mean? Just pride.
Yeah.
Just pride.
It's all about pride.
Jez, what do you got for this one?
Oh, heart's telling me one thing, my head's going another way. I'm gonna go 4-1 Arsenal.
Anthony.
I've had it all. I said it all week, and I said it on my show last night. 3-0 Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Al, what do you got?
I'm gonna agree with our man Anthony. 3-0.
I'm also going.
If Cedric
I'm
plays,
also going 3-0. I'm going 3-0 too. I'm cheating off you guys.
3-0.
That's what I had in my head. Drew Gunners is going 4-0 Arsenal. And guys, put by the way, if you're in the chat, put your scores in the comments after the video ends. That is very, very important. I don't go through the chat replays anymore. I don't have time. I'm just going to be honest. I don't have time anymore. All right. Burnley visiting Bournemouth. This is going to be a thriller.
Woo!
Dross. What do you got, Fred?
0-0.
Jeez, no respect.
9-0 Arsenal.
No.
Fran's on the good stuff tonight, Jez. You know what I mean?
Okay, I actually think it'll be 2-1, but
Okay, all right.
She's just really hopeful.
Were you serious about the 0-0 draw though?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Jess.
Yeah.
Righto. Yeah, okay. I'm still shocked, but there you go. Where am I? Bournemouth, Burnley. I'm going to go 2-0 Burnley. It's Bournemouth.
2-0 Bournemouth. Okay. Big up, Carl Rossi. Thanks for coming by, my friend. All right. Anthony, what you got?
I was going to say a boring 0-0, but do you know what? I'm going to do 2-1 Bournemouth, and this will be their first win of the season.
Okay.
Ditto. That's
Have Burnley won? Have Burnley won yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got one. Okay.
Who they beat?
They're Sheffield.
Probably.
Tottenham scored again.
Fucking shit.
Mm.
Oh,
All right, I'm going to go 2-1 as well, TJ. Bournemouth.
Okay.
Good goal. Good goal.
I hate complimenting him. I'm gonna go. Man, Burnley just don't have it. Just 1-0. 1-0 Bournemouth.
No.
Newcastle visiting Wolves. Brand.
3-0 Newcastle.
And they look good.
Yeah.
Guys,
They lost last night or Wednesday.
Wolves, Newcastle. I'm gonna go. That's a tricky one, actually.
It is
I'm gonna go 1-1. 1-1.
Little hangover from their loss, huh, Jess?
Sorry.
They lost Wednesday. Newcastle did 1-0 to Dortmund.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 1-1.
okay.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go on the fence with this one. I'm going to go 2-2.
Desmond, all right. 2-2.
Yeah.
Wolves can be tricky at home. I can understand why you would say that. They can be tricky at home. Dow, what do you got?
I'm going to go 2-1 the Tune.
2-1 to the Tune. I'm going 3-1. Actually, you know what? Wolves at home. 2-1 to the Tune too. I'm just gonna cheat off Dow this entire time.
Sweet. You're going to be in the loser bracket like me.
Yeah, I know exactly. Right now, I can meme myself.
There you go.
Fran, Everton visiting West Ham.
Thrilling. 2-1 West Ham.
Okay. Guys.
2-0 West Ham, man.
All right. Anthony.
Yeah, same as Jed. I'm going to go 2-0.
Oh, it'll be interesting though. We're playing them midweek, aren't we, West Ham?
Yeah.
Yep, we are.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, no, that is a bit more exciting then. We'll see how they're doing.
I think there's a little upset in the cards. I'm going to go against the grain and go 2-1 Everton.
Okay.
Controversial.
Yeah. Sean Dyche has got to do something one of these days.
On Dyche.
They beat Brighton, didn't they? Or they beat Newcastle? Who did Everton beat? They beat Brighton, right? A few weeks ago.
Yeah, they did.
They've got
They turned them over too.
Yeah, it was like 3-0 or something. Huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm going with Fran. I'm going 2-1 West Ham.
There's something about the Hammers.
Moise. What?
There's something to me about the Hammers. They just don't look as good as they did last season.
I mean, they were looking so promising at the beginning of the season too.
True.
They've kind of dropped off, that's for sure. But I mean, Everton are dead food though.
Missing
Fulham visiting Brighton.
Fulham are really bad. Now they don't have Mitrovic. They're really bad. So 4-1 Brighton.
4-1 Brighton.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yes.
That's a interesting one, Fran. Fulham don't score enough goals. Brighton are looking at a very dangerous team right now. I'm going to go 3-0 to Brighton.
Anthony, what do you got?
You know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to go in Fulham's favour. I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham.
Okay.
That cider you're drinking down there, man, it's seriously not good.
It's got a little love. It's got a little love in it. A little love in it. Dow, what do you got?
I'm going to go 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. I'm going 3-1 Brighton.
I thought you were going to copy me the rest. Jeez, I'm hurt now.
I 100% ejected from that for sure because I like winning. It's so much fun.
Fair enough. Let's play Call of Duty.
Watch now I put in an absolute stinker. Let's go Luton Town visiting Aston Villa.
Good evening. It's going to be a good evening. 3-0 Villa.
Freaking demolish Luton.
Poor Luton.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go. I mean, last week Aston Villa were unplayable. Yeah, I mean, they were unplayable, man. I'm going to go. I'm going to go conservative on this one. I'm going to go 2-0 Villa.
Okay, Anthony.
Yeah, it's like what Jess said. They played fantastic last week when they beat West Ham 4-1. Do you know what? They've got the best manager there at the minute, Unai Emery, the manager we should never got rid of. In my opinion. Do you know what? I'm gonna go 5-0 Aston Villa.
Wow.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
Could be. It could be.
It's doing you in, man. It's doing you in.
We get some of that shit Anthony's cooking. Shit, man. They are scoring goals for fun. Douglas Luiz. If we lose Partey in January, Douglas Luiz is number 1 on my transfer list for CDM. I'm sorry. He is absolutely phenomenal. So there's my little speech. I'm going to go one less than Anthony and go 4-0. There's no way on God's green earth Luton are going to score a goal in that game. No fucking way. Sorry for my cussing. There's just no way.
I'm going to go.
They're the most informed team, in my opinion, in the Prem right now, besides Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0. I mean, they're only a few points off of
us.
Top 4.
Yeah. They're a real shout for 5th or 4th place.
Doing good. Yep. Yeah. Right,
okay.
Liverpool Forest. They'll beat.
It's going to be a slapping.
They'll beat Forest 3-1. Salah's looking good as always.
Yeah. Salah's looking like old Salah now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, Jezza. What do you think?
I'm looking back in history. This game it's nothing like, well, it's nothing compared with the Liverpool derby, Everton, obviously, Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
But these two teams have massive history. Back in the 80s, and they were both iconic teams winning European Cups. So I'm going to be interested on this one. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Don't let the Yeti catch you.
Don't let the Yeti. Yeah, no, the Yeti's sending Scud missiles to Kansas City. After here's my prediction.
He's taking a death list.
Anthony, what do you got?
Do you know what? The scoreline, what Jess said, I'm going to go exactly the same. I think Forest is going to give them a game. They really do.
Yeah.
They're no mugs, man. They're a good team.
Yeah.
Okay, Doubt.
This is what I've like. I was on. Shout out to Uncle Rods. I was on his show a little bit earlier today, chatting in the comments, and I really see this. I think I said 3-1, but I'm going to pull back a bit. God, that is a tough one. 1-0 Liverpool.
1-0.
Yeah.
At Anfield, 1-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good goal. Good goal.
I mean, I just think Forest is they're going to play maybe the low block, but maybe not. Right? We don't know what Forest is going to do. We know Liverpool's going to come out all guns firing, and that could backfire. But I don't know. Once they score, I think Forest will just close it off.
Yeah, I don't see Forest scoring in this. I'm going 4-0 Liverpool. Liverpool. I'm and the Yeti. I heard the missile take off from England. I know it's coming over here, but yeah.
Put mine 2-0. Put mine at 2. They'll get one more.
2-0. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going 4-0 Liverpool. They look good. I don't think Forest score, especially at Anfield. I don't think they score.
Yeah.
All right, and then game of the weekend.
Oh, I'm so excited. What you
Manchester Derby, Man City visiting Old Trafford.
Oh, my heart wants Manchester United to upset them, but
oh god,
it's gonna be
Rodri's back. Rodri's back.
Rodri's back too.
Oh no, 6-1. They're back. They've got Maguire back and Evans, who's all right, to be fair, but I think they're going to get completely they've been scraping results. Man United, getting last minute winners and stuff. They're going to be completely dismantled.
Wow, okay. She really is the United killer.
All right, Jez, what do you think?
It's going to be cagey. It's always a cagey game. I'd love to know what Anthony and Fran are drinking tonight because I want to see it. Seriously, it sounds a good mix, but seriously, it's going to be a cagey game. I'm going to go on this one. I'm going to go. It's going to be a nicky one. I'm going to go Man United 2, Man City 3.
Okay. Anthony, what do you got?
That was exactly the same scoreline I was going to say, 3-2. But I'm going to change it. Do you know what? I'll go 3-1, Man City.
Okay.
I don't think Ten Hag's think that they're dire at the minute, Man United, and they can't. I knew they won in the Champions League, but bloody hell, I mean, it was Copenhagen for 5 sakes. I'm not being funny, but
right.
they're just poor at the minute. And I just want to say, Jez has got good scores because when it was Jez, long-haired Yeti, me, and little Charlie did a prediction on my show on Sunday, and Jez said he wasn't any good at this, and he fucking won it.
No, Jez is a shark like that, though. That's the thing. And then if he doesn't win, he accuses you of cheating. So he's a real winner.
Yeah.
Man, look, if you're a winner, you're a winner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Double points, go.
I like that score line. I just don't know if I'm that convinced with City at United, though. You know what I mean? If it was Forest or City at Everton, I would definitely be in the 3 and 4 nil range. But I think United's going to be up for this. I really do. I'm thinking 2-2, guys.
2-2 draw? Ooh.
Yeah, I am. I think
I'd take it.
United's going to be up for it, man. I mean, they're going to be up for this derby.
Yeah. If Rodri is back and he is fit, that is a huge boost to the midfield for the Citizens.
Anthony's crap. Rashford's playing poor. Their strikers stop scoring. Their defense is leaking.
Yeah, Holland hasn't. Holland is looking for a game to score a hat trick in, and I think this might be the one. I'm going 4-1 City.
Yeah,
I'm going 4-1 City. Yeah, and obviously we're missing a row here because we are not going to predict the Spurs game because that happened as we were starting the show. So yeah, stay tuned. Next week we'll see who wins. It's probably going to be me again. I'm not going to lie because I am a winner. And then Jez will say that I cheated. And around and around and around we go on the carousel we call life here on TJ Warren TV. All right, guys, we got to start taking it out of here because unfortunately I have to go back to work. Dal has to go back to work, and these lovely people over in the UK probably have a party to go to. I know you guys are absolute just party animals. I can tell. Fran is ready to go.
Friends in their art room just getting wasted.
Yeah. Friends like Fran looks like my wife getting ready to park herself on the couch and watch Grey's Anatomy. Like that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's
see, there it is. No, trust me, I know. I see the look. I recognize the look. All right, big up Anthony. Let's start shouting ourselves out here and taking us out of here. Anthony, thanks again for coming on, my man. Appreciate it.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at my name, Anthony Herbert. You can also find me Thursday nights on Football United TV, where I host a show called Gunners from All Corners. And looking for people for next week's show. And also, I do the Premier League weekend show on Sundays at 7:00 as well. And to top it off, TJ forgot to mention about the Fantasy Football League. I don't know who's topping that. But,
I don't want to check it. He's in first. Anthony's in first place, and I am not. Let's just say that. I was talking about all this. I was talking about how much I love winning, but then I stink at Premier League fantasy. I'm awful at fantasy. Awful. All right. What do you got for us, Fran? Again, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I loved it. I'll come on next week if I can to see how we did.
Love it.
I just realized that's Anthony Herbert. I know you. You're in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, Golazo everywhere. Thank you so much for having me on. Sweet.
All right.
She's embarrassed.
Great job.
Don't be embarrassed, man. Go, Jezza. Where can we find you, bro?
Well, yeah, this is my life nowadays. My wife, my two daughters were out having a great time. I'm looking after a 9-year-old, a 2.5-year-old, and a 6-month-old. And they're out tonight partying, and I'm looking after a 9-year-old, a 2.5-year-old, and a 6-month-old. So, it's granddad time, you know. That's me. That's my life now. Thanks for that, my daughters. And I have to just say, my daughter actually had to ask my wife last Christmas what team I supported. Class.
Oh no.
Absolute class. That was. Considering was born. She was born in Islington. There you go. Never mind. Anyway, get back to the serious stuff. I'm doing a match review on Sunday. And then I will be doing something Tuesday night, and then whatever. Yeah, but it's Arsenal history and more. Come and join. I'm toxic. I'm the most toxic Arsenal fan out there.
Oh, horrible, Jez.
I really don't care, because at the end of the day, what I say is facts, and that's how it is.
All right. There it is. Absolutely. Dow, my co-host with the most. Start taking us out, brother.
Thank you, TJ, for having me on again, my host with the most. Great to see Jez, Fran, and Anthony. Thank you all. This was a fantastic, fun show today. Thank you guys for being part of our lives in this community as well. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Drew Gunners, Hendon Gunner, Highbury's local badger, my G, Drew Gunners, Hendon Gunner. May have said that twice. Shout out Carl Jaminio, of course, all the regulars. Sorry for anyone I missed. But yeah, TJ, another great show, week 34, and we got to get the win. There's nothing else. Nothing else will do, guys. We have to get the win each weekend to keep up.
Yep.
And we got to get this trophy. So thank you so much again. You can find me on YouTube at Oregon Goon. I'll probably pop on some shows here or there. I might be on with Tony Claude Monday for a review show. Please come by, say hello. Other than that, thanks again, TJ. Great show. Good to see
Thank you, bro. No, this was one of my favorite American Idiots for a minute. It's always fun to get Jez and people in the community on here, because it's just like the family coming together and bantering, which is a lot of fun. I mean, we don't agree on everything, but we do agree that Arsenal need to win, and the expectations are a lot higher than other people in this community. But I will just leave it at that. But anyway, TJ Warren TV people, thank you so much for coming by. Tomorrow we will be on for the match reaction after we absolutely dismantle Sheffield United. And then you can catch me on Staffy TV Monday night for the next edition of American Waffle. Me and United Spurs of America absolutely destroying each other. I absolutely sauteed Jacob on Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to doing it again on Monday. And then obviously Thursday, you'll get the it's my marathon day, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shout out everything real quick. The Let's Be Real show with me and Connor at 8 p.m. UK. North London is ours on Tottenham away. Pray for me at 9:30. And then obviously my new gig over on Sarcasm City TV with my boy Flawless for the Man United Arsenal podcast at midnight UK Thursday going into Friday. So make sure you got that written down in your calendars, people, saved. And again, thank you for choosing TJ Warren TV for your Friday evening entertainment. Come on, you Gunners. We'll see you next time. Later.
I'm an idiot.